As harvest continues across the state of Iowa, the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network crew is out and about giving you a glimpse into the harvest process. In this week's stop on our Beck's Hybrids Harvest Tour, Mark Magnuson visits with Taylor Johnson at his family's farm on the Marshall-Tama County line near LeGrand.
Mark Magnuson, we are here for the Beck's Hybrids Harvest Tour, and I'm joined today by Taylor Johnson. Taylor, thanks so much for taking the time to join me.
Thanks for having me.
And Taylor, first of all, where are we today, and what are we planning to combine today?
We're on the Marshall and Tama County line here, and we're going to combine some Beck 6041 corn.
So we're just close to LeGrand, and we're going to get in the combine here in just a little bit and go through some corn. Taylor's going to take us along for the ride. And Taylor, I know you've got a few people out here helping you here today. Who's all in your crew?
We got 3 different truckers, my brother and my dad out here working.
And it does feel like it's maybe August, maybe September, but it's actually October, and it's feeling warm here today, but great conditions for harvest. So we'll jump into the cab here and get rolling. The first thing you notice, I mean, even just driving down the gravel road, is how dry it has been and how dry it's making these fields and these roads. I mean, the dust is just, it is heavy dust here as we're going through in this first field, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really dried out here the last month or so. You know, we have plenty of rain all summer, but then the last probably 4 or 5 weeks, it's really dried out here in time for harvest.
And so early in the season, at least where our office is located, we're in Des Moines, and it was consistent rainfall through pretty much all of June, all of July, and even into the very early part of August. What was the rainfall like for you? Was it similar? Did you have that consistent rainfall out here?
We did, yeah, and even through July, we got the rains, and then even in August, we got some timely rains too, which is huge for finishing out the crop maturity and everything.
And then just like that, it was almost like the faucet shut off, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is, and now we're almost in a dust bowl, it feels like.
So with all of that rainfall, I know one of the big things that of course comes along with that moisture is the disease pressure, especially when we're talking about corn. Did you see that disease pressure this year, Taylor, on your farm, and what were you looking at?
Yeah, there was some tar spots on the corn, and then we also had some southern rust, but thankfully the Beck's hybrids seem to really hold up against the southern rust, and standability doesn't seem like a huge issue now as we're harvesting it.
And that's interesting you say that, because southern rust is not something that Iowa farmers typically have to deal with very often. Have you seen southern rust in the past? Have you even had to deal with it before?
Nope, this is the first time I've ever seen it or had to deal with it. I think the conditions were just right this year for it to pop up in our area, and so it's just a new experience here.
Of course, one of those challenges of farming. I mean, you think you have things figured out a little bit sometimes, and then you have an issue like southern rust that you've never even seen before crop up. But I guess that's kind of what makes farming interesting, isn't it?
There's never a dull moment, always something new to learn, and a new aspect to deal with. And yeah, that's what makes it interesting every year.
So we talked about it a little bit outside of the combine, who you have helping you on this farming operation, but what are we looking at, Taylor? Is it strictly row crops? What is your operation all about?
Yeah, so we grow strictly corn and soybeans. Yep, we plant 100% Becks, and we got my dad, my brother, and I, and then we have 3 other truckers that help us here in the fall.
And Taylor, have you always been involved in the farming here on your family farm? Has this been something you've been doing for a long time?
It is, yeah. You're kind of born into it when you're born and raised on a farm. So yeah, it's been my whole life.
So Taylor, I believe you mentioned earlier you plant strictly Becks, correct?
Correct, 100% Becks, yeah.
And has that been the case? Have you farmed with Becks for a long time?
Probably about 8 years, I would guess, when we switched to Becks.
So what do you and your family specifically like about Becks the most?
Well, the seed quality is good. We never feel like we get shorted on any seed. The yields have always been good. We've always been very happy with the yield. But then the next level with it is the customer service we get, whether it's from the seed reps, the agronomists, or even the headquarters in Atlanta, Indiana. They're all great to work with, and that it makes for a good package.
And I know from firsthand experience talking with Beck's agronomists, very knowledgeable crew. Are they readily available if you have a question? You just reach right out. Do they get right back to you and able to help you out?
Yep, almost instantly. I mean, we're honestly on a texting basis with them. So, yep, customer service is second to none.
Does that give you peace of mind then for something we talked about earlier? Those hidden challenges in farming, that's something that you're completely not expecting, but you kind of have that in your back pocket. You can turn to a Beck's agronomist.
Yeah, it does. And honestly, they're out here looking at our fields for us and almost getting out ahead of everything and helping us make those judgment calls. And to me, you can't put a price tag on that when they're out being out in front of everything.